What is up, everybody, NC?
JC and
We are back with a Triple H is a bad booker. It's been a little bit, had to bring it back, and this one is about the road to Wrestlemania. So, usually my brother and I, we don't usually watch Raw and Smackdown, but we're like, hey, it's coming towards Mania. Let's see if there's any sort of improvements. Both shows were really, really long. They were really, really boring. Smackdown being 3 hours is unbelievably unwatchable.
yeah,
Raw was it was literally a dumpster fire. What you're saying right now,
garbage.
Both were so bad, so bad. And what was frustrating about it is I felt like with the Raw and SmackDown, they didn't do much to build up the card. We only have 5 matches, so here we are, literally 30 days away from Mania as of this recording. 30 days away, and we only have 5 matches. We have Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. We have CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. We have Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. We have Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan. And we have Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. The last one didn't even get booked until this past Raw. Before that, we had 4 matches. A 2-night event with 4 matches. So what I'm wondering here is, do you think that Triple H is going to go takeover style with this? Massive 5 match cards. Are we looking at 2 massive 5 match cards going 4 hours apiece?
Yeah, I think you're looking at just long ass matches. You're looking at small cars with long matches. Yeah, this is just what he does. It's what he provably does. This is probably, and I say this with certainty, this has got to be the worst WrestleMania build that I have ever seen. I've been watching WWE. I've been watching wrestling for at least over 20 years now. This is by far the worst.
Yeah, I mean, at least with Vince, he had a terrible card for 35, but I can't say anything bad about the build-up. At least he tried the best he did with the talent, lack of thereof, that he had. Here with Triple H, I feel like he's been given everything, and he's doing nothing. Like the Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton situation. How many times have we seen Cody get bloodied up as a babyface role to bring sympathy upon him because people were cheering for Randy? This has happened at least twice now that I can think of. Probably 3 if I were to go back and look at history. But at least twice now. The Rock and now with Randy Orton. He's just redoing the same stuff. Drew McIntyre's not even on the card. They've had him quit 3 times with WWE, yet he's still on the show.
They've done this 3 years in a row with The Rock, with John Cena, and now with Randy Orton.
That's right.
3 years in a row. And they wonder why they're having a hard time selling tickets. Like, I don't think people really know how bad the ticket sales situation is for WrestleMania. It's likely they're not going to sell out night 1 or night 2. They're going to lie and claim they sold it out. But in reality, nah, this is not going to be a legit sellout. It can't be. Well, and it just goes to this is what happens when you have Triple H as the head of creative and you have no stars from the past you could just bring back. And that's because that's what they were relying upon. The Rock, they were able to bring him back. Roman Reigns brought him back. John Cena brought him back. Well, they've gone through all those people. Roman Reigns is with CM Punk, and he feels like he matters a fraction of what he used to, and there's no one else left to bring back. So this is what you're left with. This is why Triple H needs to be fired out of that role and replace him with anybody. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, fucking Paul Heyman, anybody would do a better job than Triple H.
Well, and this is why I believe Randy Orton was put in the spot. I mean, you look at all the injuries that have happened. I don't believe Randy was the chosen one originally to go to Mania and face Cody. I feel it was a fill-in because Triple H was looking at his rosters like, damn, they're all injured. Everybody's gone. What am I supposed to do? And that's why you see him scrambling at the last minute. We have never seen a scramble like this, a 30-day scramble to get together a 2-night card. Never before. And I mean, we were talking about Cody and Randy. Let's talk about Punk and Roman. Like, the first promo that they did to the build-up to this feud was not bad. It was decent.
Yeah.
After that, it was them really dredging, trying their best, Punk bringing up dead parents, and then apparently backstage he goes and says, yeah, you can't bring up my dog. So it really feels like there's guidelines being put on Punk. That's why nobody's talking shit about him getting his ass beat twice in the octagon. Nobody's talking about his failed acting career. Nobody's talking about Larry the dog. This guy is protecting himself, which is making for these god-awful promos that we saw. And the last one on Raw was the absolute worst. Him shoving down Roman Roman giggling, and then apparently filing a lawsuit against CM Punk. What is going on? This is Roman Reigns. This is the big dog. What's he doing? Doing lawsuits for? It came across very hokey to me. It doesn't make Punk look like a badass.
No,
I don't know. I feel like they've handled this feud particularly very, very badly. At least they tried to save face with Randy, going heel, which is what he's good at before his big match with Cody. I get that. But with Punk and Reigns, they're having Reigns play the heel and Punk play the babyface. How does that make any sense?
Well, it makes no sense just on its face, but then the other thing is that it's so rushed. Like a storyline like this, you need at least 2 months to build. Like 2 full months to actually build, and you know that Roman Reigns is not going to be on TV every week, so you're not going to be able to build this in a way where the fans are going to be like, "Oh shit, I got to see how this ends." This is the problem with going with Roman Reigns like this. This is the problem with not building new stars, and this is ultimately the problem with Triple H because he doesn't want to build new stars. So you get what you're getting here. Like this was the inevitable outcome eventually when he ran out of people he could bring back. This is what you get. And if you think this one's bad, if he stays on for another year for next year's WrestleMania, that one will top this one in terms of being worse. It will be even worse. There'll be even less star power. TKO, they're going to have to make a decision to fire this big-nosed motherfucker. They're going to have to do it. It's not a choice anymore of keeping him or not. It's a matter of the business fucking tanks under him, or you fire him and you replace him with literally anybody else. The fucking janitor could do a better job than Triple H.
I mean, and even with the Punk and Roman Reigns build, look how long it took for him to bring in the Usos to actually, carry the storyline. Like, look how long it was like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Bring in the Usos. Like, it was right there in front of him the whole time. You could have at the very least built like Jey Uso versus Punk with Jey getting mad at Punk, naming family. He's like, nah, you crossed the line, man. There could have been something at least to carry the feud in the meantime. Triple H doesn't even want to do that. He half-assed that as it is. It's pathetic that this is the biggest match right now for WrestleMania. In my opinion, bigger than Cody and Randy. And it has god-awful build. How do you save this match particularly?
That's the problem, is there's not enough time to really build this. You really got to get heat, and CM Punk is not going to want to deal with that. Triple H is not creative enough to come up with anything to make it work, and Roman Reigns just doesn't care. So this is what you get. This is what you get when you don't build new stars. This is what you get when you have this creative team. And it's a shame. It really is, because there's people on that roster that could have LA Knight would have been better in that spot, because at least LA Knight, it was legitimately over with the fans, and the fans wanted to see him win. Do the fans really give two shits if CM Punk wins this or if Roman wins this? Not really.
Well, and that's what you see with Punk, is that, yeah, he's still a top merch mover, but I feel like a lot of that is manufactured. Kind of like the Cody Rhodes t-shirt thing, where you go to the Cody Rhodes merch stand, it's like 13 Cody shirts and like 2 of the other stars. I feel like it's very based around Punk right now. They're really putting all the ball on him. Reigns is not going to obviously be champion after Mania because he can't be there. So it's pretty obvious Punk is going to win this, probably by some, like, dusty DQ finish, if I had to imagine. Well, let's go to the next match. Let's talk about Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. So here's a match. I felt with this match that they were given gold. Like, they were given something, and they just didn't expand upon it because TVPG WWE doesn't want to bring in real-life rivalries into wrestling. This is what's so frustrating, is these two women actually hate each other. I think they don't like each other at the very least. They do not like each other. This is real heat between them. Why would you go on Smackdown after they had this blow up and have them talk about muscle size? A waste of time, a waste of a feud, a waste of fire for something like this. This could get people actually behind Jade Cargill. It's almost like they don't want people to be behind Jade Cargill.
See, I don't know if it's that they don't want people to be behind Jade Cargill. I think they don't want it to get too real. Like, they don't want it to, like... Because I think they know. I think even Triple H knows just how unprofessional Rhea Ripley is and Jade Cargill are, and that if you let this go any further, they'll probably go into business for themselves. I think that he thinks that they're that big of marks, and Rhea Ripley is a huge mark.
I just look at it this way: if one of them like legit busts open the other on a SmackDown or on a pay-per-view, you'll get some TMZ coverage off of it. They'll be talking about it. You know, it'll be almost like the Becky moment all over again, and hopefully you don't make another Becky with that. But it'll be a lot of publicity, so it would be a good thing. But, you know, WWE, that's what they do. Whenever they have gold handed to them, they just throw it in the trash. So let's talk about Stephanie Vecchia versus Liv Morgan. Now, this is a feud that I feel has been completely one-sided. Liv's been carrying the whole fucking thing because Stephanie can't talk. Right. I think if they're going to do a feud like this, they should have given at least Stephanie somebody that could, you know, talk on the mic. I don't know, like Elektra Lopez. A Hispanic woman that could talk on the mic, Zelina Vega even.
Sure.
That can carry the feud for her. Like, Liv, though, is carrying this whole entire feud and basically goading Stephanie Vecchia. Like, haha, look what I'm doing. You can't get me, bitch. You know, it's I see what Liv's doing, but it just sucks that she's walking into this feud carrying all of it, and Stephanie's just like, eh. I mean, a lot of it's on booking. Let's put it on this way. It's on booking to really make Stephanie into a formidable champion, but they're not. I mean, you see her when she came out on Raw. Look how deflated she looked. Mm-hmm. You should be happier than ever. How many women nowadays have a match at WrestleMania?
Exactly.
Like what is it? Off this sheet right here, just four.
It's crazy to me that they take it for granted, that they're just taking all this for granted. But I mean, the thing about it is, for me, is that this could have been built a lot better than what it was. Like, where's the heat? Tell me where the heat is, other than, I said you grew up in a mud hut and you made your, like, that's not heat. That's not heat at all. Like, come on. Like, it's just, to me, this is why you can't have Triple H in that role.
Well, the way that they could have spiced this up, too, is by really playing up to the fact that Stephanie Vecchia is a succubus. Mm-hmm. Steal Dom away from Liv. Sure, it's already been done before, but what hasn't been done in Friendship and Betrayal Land? Everything.
Done.
So just do it again. Screw it. At least it builds up the feud, and at least it's believable. I can believe that Dom would, you know, cheat on Liv for Stephanie Vecchia. Not so much with Rhea, but Stephanie Vecchia is a believable possibility.
Because at least you have a reason for the feud. You at least have a decent reason for the feud happening, not, I said you grew up in a mud hut. Like, it's the lamest fucking build for a heel face feud at Mania that I've ever seen. It's awful. It's god-awful. And it's unfortunate, it really is. Like, you take two YouTubers like us, you put us in there, within minutes we could come up with a better fucking storyline.
Because we care. That's what it all comes down to. I really feel that Triple H and his crew do not care. There's no hunger there. There's no fire there. It's just, I got a guaranteed paycheck. I'm a millionaire at the end of the year. It's a job to them. There's no passion there. That's what it really comes down to. There is absolutely no passion, and you see it in the product. You see a cold, lifeless, soulless, factory standard product that continues to be more paint by numbers as the year goes on. And for whatever reason, this is what I love, is the supporters for Triple H are dying out. They're dying out. Like, even JD can only say so much about Triple H before he really has to dive into how bad he is. It's just, it's a situation where more and more people are waking up to Triple H, and whether it's through whatever colors he likes pushing, you know, whether it's through whatever talent he likes pushing, people are finding out how he books. We've been saying how he books since NXT Black and Gold. We read him like a book. We read him like a freaking Dr. Seuss book. We figured this guy out. We knew how he booked. We told everybody. They didn't want to listen. Then they took off the rose-colored glasses, realized that Black and Gold sucked, and they're like, wow, this guy's terrible. He just books matches. Doesn't understand storylines at all.
Absolutely, and it's one of the reasons why you could trust us with our opinions, is that, you know, we've been calling this shit from the fucking, like, way before anybody else has, and we've been right about this every step of the way, because we know how bad of a booker Triple H is. We know that what he relies upon is that when you take away the stars from the past, he's got nothing.
And I understand what he's doing with this WrestleMania. You really have to pack it with what stars you have left, what name power you have left, because they're on a decline. Here they are. They made the mistake of booking in Vegas for the second year in a row, and even they're now regretting that. They did that mistake again, you know, before they went to Saudi. And they're stuck in a situation where no talent has been built in that time up. They're trying to hotshot Oba Femi to a match with Brock Lesnar. We saw the build on Raw. It's to the point Brock had to tell the guy, hey, put your boot on my chest. And then afterwards, we see Oba Femi crying like Bianca Belair when she won the title. And here's the frustrating thing, too. Now, this is a little bit of a hot take. But it frustrates me how the internet sucks Oba Femi's dick so much, yet won't call him out for marking out. Wasn't this the same guy 2 weeks ago who said, I'm sick and tired of all these wrestlers in the back being marks for the veteran wrestlers? Here he is getting emotional. Granted, it's in the moment, it's live TV. At the same time, dude, you do that in the back. Don't do that. Like that took the person who is supposed to be Brock Lesnar's successor, and that made him look like a bitch. I'm sorry. It made him look like a bitch, dude. Brock Lesnar never cried on camera. I don't care. You can go back and look at the archives. You will not find a time that he cried on camera. Sure, he kissed Kurt Angle on the lips, but hey, that's it, okay? He never cried on camera.
He never went beyond that, and who knows what they're doing in the back nowadays. There's all these fucking, soy bitches back there nowadays. But honestly, it's a shame, really. It really is a shame that Oba Femi got so damn emotional and wasn't the professional in that moment, because like that would have called for him being a pro. He needed to be a pro in that moment.
You know what that brought me to mind when I thought that? And this is for like any of the haters that are already going to come in the comments defending Oba.
Sure.
Baron Corbin. Yeah. Remember on the Smackdown debut on Fox, Baron Corbin worked a segment with The Rock, the biggest star. He was a huge Hollywood star at the time. #1 box office international. Worked in the ring with The Rock, was flawless. Becky Lynch was a stuttering mess, was nervous as hell, gulping nervously. Mm-hmm. There's levels to this. I'm sorry. Deal with it.
There's levels to this, and he was just not ready for that moment.
Right.
He was not prepared. He was not ready for that moment.
I told you guys it was too soon. Yeah. He's a great talent. It's too soon. You need to build him up in the mid-card, make him a monster, and then you push him to the top. This is honestly the push that Braun Breaker should have got, that he didn't.
This is the push that Braun Breaker should have gotten. I mean, unfortunately, he got injured, but yeah, man, like you got to have somebody in that role who's gonna be able to, fill that role and be able to make it work. And unfortunately, he wasn't ready for it, man. He wasn't. It's a shame too, because like you want to see a guy like Oba Femi be part of the future. Like you want to see him be built up into this serious, believable, badass wrecking machine. And like quite frankly, I'm not opposed to him beating Brock at Mania, so long as there's a good storyline and a payoff there. But
not gonna happen with Triple H.
There's not gonna be, which is why I'm not in favor of it. I want Brock to win at Mania if you don't have a storyline,
No, absolutely. At least with that, it carries on the tradition of Brock, winning at Mania and looking dominant, which he should. And people are saying, Brock wouldn't put over the young talent. He told Oba to put the boot on his chest.
Right.
That is as professional as it gets. I don't want to hear any Brock hatred after this point. He's the most professional wrestler that, in my mind, that exists in pro wrestling modern day. There's nobody more pro than him. He's the best at selling. He's great at promos. He's an intimidating presence. He works with everybody. He tries to make stars. This is something that you can't say about Triple H. And at least guys like Brock, guys like John Cena, they're trying to make stars. They're trying to look out for stars. It's something you can't say about Triple H.
No, they are. I mean, let's just go back and look at this card. Like, if you don't believe us, you're still a little bit skeptical. Let's go back and look at this card. So, sure. Undisputed WWE Championship match: Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Okay, Randy Orton is a star from the past. Okay, World Heavyweight Championship match: CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. CM Punk is a star from the past. WWE Championship Women's Jade Cargill versus Ripley. Okay, those are new. Women's Championship Stephanie versus Liv. That's new. Singles match: Brock Lesnar, star from the past, versus Oba Femi. About half the card are stars from the past.
They don't have any other choice. This is what they got. Their backs are to the wall. There are no more draws left because they're slowly but surely sacrificing them all. And it's to the point they wanted to have Gunther versus Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio couldn't get medically cleared in time. So they were going to have Rey retire at WrestleMania, so that would have been another old-timer match with a guy that never is going to be the future in Gunther's. It's like, I don't know. It's so frustrating, this Gunther legend killer streak that they're on, and the guy never gets over. It's so frustrating seeing Cody beat everybody, and he's going to beat Randy, so you can't get invested for that.
Just refresh my memory, was Gunther even on TV this week?
Not that I can remember. I mean, Then again, I feel like I get Men in Black memory wiped every time I watch Raw, but from what I can remember, no, he wasn't on there. I think that's what they had planned to do, is they planned to build Gunther versus Rey Mysterio, but Rey can't be cleared, so Which is stupid to me. I told them from the get-go, you should have just saved AJ versus Gunther for Mania. It's a big payoff. It's the best way for AJ to go out. I feel like they blew their load. Even if AJ says, nah, I want to retire at Rumble, I'd be like, nah, bro. Sorry, you're retiring at Mania. That's the way it is.
Yeah, we're Mania.
We're respecting
need star
you.
Power.
Yeah, and we need star power, too. That's another thing, man, too, is they need star power. All that they can get for this show. Because it'll get the views. It'll get the views, but I honestly feel like Mania is going to be like the Oscars from now on, where the views are just going to keep on going down dramatically each year. And interest.
Attendance.
Yeah.
Which is the crazy, like, I can't understand why TKO, they are so hyper obsessed with having Noseman in that role. Like, what is it just Nick Khan constantly defending, saying, I assure you people, he is the only man for the job. Nobody else could do this role. Nobody else could sit in a chair, chew ice cubes, and say, I like that match. I don't like that match. No one else can do that.
He's so tied in, man. I think, for one, I think he's been in the system for so long. That guy, Triple H, he's next to Bruce Pritchard. He knows the system like the back of his hand. He's, in their mind, a necessity. Maybe for the production standpoint, not for creative. For creative, he's absolutely bereft of it. There's nothing in that thick, empty shit skull of his. Nothing, just boogers. That's it. So yeah, Triple H, he's not a creative man. I think they look at it like he's been doing this for so long. He knows the system. The ratings aren't dramatically dropping, at least not yet. So, and not only that, but they got the TKO quarterly financials to go off of. They're like, hey, look, WWE's making money. Sure, it's off of people that retired, but hey, we're making money. So what he's got right now is he's got a bunch of straw mans propping him up to make him look like he's successful. But once the heat of those straw mans burning down dies down, we'll see. Just he's all smoke, no fire.
I mean, you look at what he's built now. This is with the star power that he has. What happens when you don't have Brock Lesnar anymore? When you don't have Randy Orton? When CM Punk has to retire due to age? What are you gonna have? Like, seriously, like, he's not building up anybody else. Who the fuck else is he going to have? Like, this is the problem with having this dumb fuck in this role.
He wants guys like Cody, Seth Rollins, Gunther, Ilya Dragunov to be inhabiting those roles. The problem about it is that all of his choices are terrible.
Right.
They don't have great charisma. They're not good talkers. They're not great merch movers. They don't resonate with the crowd. They all come out and they get fucking cricket reactions. His favorites are not what the public likes. For a guy that says that he listens to the fans that actually pay for tickets, he's a liar. Mm-hmm. These fans do not like these wrestlers that he has chosen. At least with Vince. Well, and that's the thing. At least with Vince's, because people give Vince shit for favoritism all the time. At least with Vince's favorites, they made money. They made popularity for the company. They made fans. It wasn't until these wrestlers that Vince built up started getting destroyed by Triple H, started getting pushed down the card, that the ratings started dropping. Vince made investments because he knew that these guys were money makers. This motherfucker tanked the investments.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not connected to the fan base. Like, this is the number to me. This is the number one reason why he's got to go. Is they're not connected to the fan base anymore. They're very disconnected. They think that Cody Rhodes, they could put the title on this guy and he's going to get this massive babyface reaction. Well, you saw on Smackdown, they put the title on Cody Rhodes. What'd you see? Number one, you saw that the ratings went down, and the other thing you saw was the crowd booing.
Well, yeah, you saw a massive crowd reaction against Cody. They're done with him. They realize that he's had enough. It's finally to the point where most Cody fans are like, yeah, the guy's had enough. He's had 3 WrestleManias, always had gold on his waist just about. He's had enough. It's been enough. Honestly, it was the moment for Drew McIntyre to really walk into Mania, but they hate McIntyre. Honestly, he was lucky to even be SmackDown champion. And what's frustrating, too, is you see the moment that they took the title off of Drew McIntyre, the SmackDown ratings, they dropped by 200,000 people. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew when they saw that match. They're like, dude, we know what's going to happen. Why even tune in? We tuned in just to see if, Triple H could somehow be, I don't know, out of left park. If he could throw us a curveball. Nope.
Nah.
Same old shit.
No, I think he had the intention of, I want Cody to be in the main event of Mania. We're gonna put the title temporarily on Drew for Cody to win it back, and they just pulled out of their ass at last minute. Oh, we'll have Drew interfere in the match, and Cody will get a guaranteed title match out of nowhere. Well, how the fuck is that fair? And how is that good booking? It's not good booking. Like the babyface, the so-called babyface champion is just being given title matches left and right. Well, how the fuck is that a babyface thing?
Well, and that's a great point, but let's also talk about the build for that particular match. Nobody really knew that match was going on unless you watch SmackDown on a regular basis, or you cover wrestling like we do. We only find out because we were doing, what was it, which pay-per-view was that, the last one? Elimination Chamber? Yeah, we were doing Elimination Chamber, and it went to the post-show, and it was showing like some stuff in the back that should have been on TV, mind you, between Nick Aldis and Drew McIntyre. And Nick was very upset about the interference, saying, you know what, Cody deserves his rematch, blah, 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 blah. Let's build up to this match. They put the graphic on the screen after they got in a physical confrontation. I'm thinking to myself, why didn't you just try to build this up on Raw? It wouldn't hurt to have, cross-promotion going on during a time like this. And that way it would actually build up to people watching SmackDown. They see Drew and Cody wrecking it on Raw, build up to the match, and they're like, okay, now we can build up and we can watch this match. Instead, it was like, here's this, to most people, here's this random match on SmackDown. Enjoy.
That's the problem, is that, like, if you had turned off the PLE right there, like right as the show ended, and you didn't watch, and you didn't, like, stay in touch on social media or anything else, would have caught you out of left field. Like, you would have had no idea what had happened and why Cody is getting this guaranteed title match. Like, this is the problem with the booking, man, is that they just anticipate. They believe that, oh, well, only the hardcores are watching, so that's who we're going to book for. Well, great, you can do that, but then don't be fucking surprised when you're getting record low viewership, you're getting record low ratings, you're having ticket sale problems. This is what happens when you cater to a niche audience. Look at AEW, look at TNA, look at all of them. They've all catered to the same matchmark, flippy flop work rate audience for the past 10 fucking years, and what do they got to show for it? Tiny crowds and record low ratings.
Oh, but they got real wrestling fans, right? Isn't that what matters now to the IWC? Oh, ratings don't matter. Yeah, tell that to the advertisers.
Right. Well, I can't stand it, too, these fucking asshole marks. They're so fucking stupid. If they got their way, wrestling would be dead. It would be a fucking, like, little, it wouldn't even be an indie show. It would be like a little thing you see at, like, a fucking flea market, at most. It'd be back in the fucking Carney days. That's what it would be. If these fat fucking retarded neckbeards got their way, where it would be just Dave Meltzer's work rate bullshit everywhere you fucking look, it would literally be back in the fucking carnies. Like, Dave Meltzer and these neckbeards are killing this business. They really are. It's a shame. It really is.
Well, what's frustrating is a lot of those neckbeards who you're talking about that look up to Dave Meltzer, they got really big noses and they got bald heads and they have top jobs in WWE.
There's another one.
That's the problem, is the bookers and the wrestlers, a lot of them, not all of them, are the biggest marks in the business.
They are.
They love this shit, man. They love it so much. And Triple H, he's chronically online. He always sees what everybody has to say about him. And that's why he spite books. That's why he does what he does. He's a very vengeful, spiteful, terrible booker. He's not good at his job. Never has been good at his job, by the way. I'm talking about even dating back to NXT Black and Gold. Every type of success that he had back in Black and Gold was due to Dusty. Without Dusty, we saw how uncreative and how just dull he was. Without Dusty, NXT was nothing. It didn't become something until Shawn Michaels came into it. With Triple H there, he didn't build up. This circles back to what you were talking about at the very beginning. With Triple H and NXT, he didn't try to build up any new talent. He signed Ring of Honor guys, PWG guys in their 30s who were already beat to shit from their indie wars. Signed them, made them the top stars, didn't even try to build a youth, didn't even give a shit about it. It wasn't until Michaels came in with NXT 2.0 that we actually started to see people like Oba Femi, Trick Williams, Braun Breaker, Tiffany Stratton, the future pro wrestling, JC Jane. We started to see these talents under Shawn Michaels because he cares. Something this man doesn't.
He doesn't care. And I mean, you could even see it back in Black and Gold. Like, what they did to mask over a lot of that is they just started pumping in metal music. They started, like, having the dingy fucking look and the metal music, and they made you think that it was a lot edgier than what it was. Idiots like JD from New York thought, oh my god, this is fucking epic. They're starting it out with Slipknot, Bruce. That's all it is. It's just metal music and long, boring matches. Like, that's all it was. You could literally go back and watch it today, as I have, and I can confirm that's literally what the fuck it was. A bunch of long matches with horrible storylines, horrible promos, and just metal music throughout the fucking show. That's all it was. It was a smokescreen. It was a fucking it was fake.
It was fake. We even tried to go back and watch the 1 hour NXTs before they became 2 hours. Still bad. Still bad. Like, Triple H cannot write. He cannot build stars. He is not good at his job, and it's only a matter of time before he loses his job. Without the stars that we're talking about for any of these matches, without him building any real new stars, and you know who he's going to push and who he's not,
Yep.
we're left in a situation where 5 matches is all we have in a 30-day period for 2 nights of WrestleMania. That is absolutely pathetic. There's no excuse for it, but, the people at TKO will not do anything until the financially quarters start dropping. That's unfortunately what it's going to have to take for them to start to see red. Once they start to see red on the sheets and not black, that's when there's an issue. So we'll wait until then. Otherwise, NC.
JCN.
Peace out.